crazy how the start of the season has just flown by already.
I know. I mean, teams in Ohio and Kentucky are exactly halfway through their regular seasons, and West Virginia teams are getting close there, and we're starting to see who the true contenders are as the playoff push begins a little closer than I thought it would.
Yeah, it starts kind of right now for a lot of these teams. We're about to see one of those teams that we feel and that they feel are definitely contenders in West Virginia. It's our game of the week in Kanawha County. We go out to Steve Edwards Field, the undefeated George Washington Patriots hosting their rivals in the South Charleston Black Eagles. Opening drive for the Patriots, handoff to Black, and then a flip to Jamari Smith on the end around. He's going to use his speed, get to the outside. That's a big gain. He's brought down inside the red zone, setting up first and goal. 3 plays later, Cy Persinger throws a fade to the left corner of the end zone. Kai Martin is going to bring it down there wide open on the catch. GW leads it after the touchdown, 7-0. Patriots defense show up in this one as well. They pressure Met Riley, and he's going to throw it under pressure, and it's going to be intercepted by Jericho Henry. He's going to make a nice return into Black Eagles territory, and GW, of course, would convert later on the drive. Persinger finds his favorite target in Martin. The other corner, the toe tap touchdown. GW leads at 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Let's go to the second quarter. More offense. Cy Persinger fakes the handoff, and he's going to take it himself. He finds a lane, gets the 23-yard rushing touchdown. All Patriots tonight. GW gets to 4-0. They defeat South Charleston 55-7.
Wow, GW is so good this year.
They're looking good.
All right, out to Bob Sang Stadium. The Huntington Highlanders looking for their 3rd win in a row, battling Hurricane. First drive for the Redskins. Quarterback Isaiah Kutcher looks to pass. It's tipped, though, and intercepted by lineman Jeremiah Lyles. He actually will also drop the football there, but Huntington gets it back again. A couple drives later for Huntington, quarterback Tavion Wilson hands it off to Mayshawn Okonkwo for an 18-yard touchdown run, and they go up 14-0. Huntington with the ball again. Tavion Wilson slings one down, this time to the sideline to Andres Reese for the touchdown. Islanders go up 21-0, and there were some positives, that is, for Hurricane. 4th and 7. Isaiah Kutcher looks to throw, but he keeps it and slides for the first down. And Kutcher would actually go on to throw an 18-yard pass there for the touchdown to Riley Armstrong to make it 21-7. But the Highlanders would go on to win this one, 68-20.
Talk about a team that's looking good. Let's stay out west. The Spring Valley Timberwolves at home against Cabell Midland. The Knights searching for their first win of the year. Top of the second quarter. Timberwolves up 10-0, but the Knights respond. Bryson Smith gets it in the end zone on the goal line. 10-6, they still trail. The Timberwolves would have the ball back. Caden Lovejoy then hand it off to Miguel Kane, and Kane showing the moves, taking the ball close to the end zone, and that's a first down run for the Timberwolves. Next play, they're going to toss it here as he signals for the first down. Next play, ball is tossed to Zeke Lewis, the running back. He's going to run around the defense and get into the end zone for the touchdown. Timberwolves up 17-6 at the half. This one goes to Spring Valley. Cabell Midland still looking for their first win. 24-20, the win.
That is rough. That is rough. Back over to Kanawha County. The Riverside Warriors welcomed the Nitro Wildcats for their homecoming game. And first touch of the game for Nitro, running back Chris Radcliffe. A Warriors defender grabbed his face mask there. I mean, that was like 5 seconds. Flags are flying everywhere. The Warriors think the play is dead, but a high IQ play by Radcliffe knows the play is still alive, and he takes it to the house. They take a 7-0 lead. Warriors pinned down. They look to punch, so they will take. Porter will catch it off the bounce, and he makes a wave of defenders and miss. Look at him go. Devin Hester-like. He'll take it all the way back to Nitro. A 2-touchdown lead in the first quarter. Wildcats with the ball again. Actually, this is Nitro. They're going to throw it all the way down the sideline for the touchdown. Look at that play. Not a touchdown. Got ahead of myself there. It looked like he got in. But they would actually get in with their quarterback instead, and they would go on to win this game, 41-0.
Let's pop over to Laidley Field, another MSAC rivalry. The Capital Cougars in their National Guard uniforms at home battling St. Albans. Ball's handed off to Fernando Valdivia. He's going to take the carry. 50 yards there, getting Capital their first touchdown of the game as they lead at 7-0. Then St. Albans going to punt it away. Damian Johnson's going to field it, and he's going to wait, and then he's going to keep waiting, and then he finds blockers. He's just going to run through everybody. No one's going to be able to bring down Johnson. That's another touchdown for Capital. It's 14-0, and the kick would be good on the extra point, so that does make it 14-0. Capital starting to run away with one. St. Albans trying to run the ball. to the end zone after a successful pass, but Lorenzo Auguste Tolliver knocks him down there at the 15-yard line. Then Capital on offense again. Valdivia finds Josiah Green, and he's going to break some tackles, get into the end zone again. Capital gets the shutout win at home over St. Albans, 48-0.
All right, let's head out to Putnam County. The Winfield Generals looking to win 2 in a row against Magoffin County. First drive for Winfield starts with a short pass to the tight end, Drew Mann, and he's going to be off to the races there. He's got a stiff arm. Oh, he's a man, all right. A little juke. Big man is moving, finally brought down, but it's too late. Winfield with the score there. Magoffin County is looking to answer right back. Sophomore Blay Wireman finds a hole for a pretty decent gain to help the Hornets build a tad bit of momentum. But this next play sums up the remainder of the evening for them. Montgomery with absolutely nowhere to go and just brought into a pack of Generals. Winfield gets the shutout win at home over Magoffin County, 43-0.
Seen a lot of big scores tonight. Let's head down south to Logan County, see if we can get a closer game. The Wildcats taking on the Wayne Pioneers at home. Here's Adam Baston getting the snap. Is he going to fire a short pass to Lucas Lambert? Nice gain down the sideline, and he would eventually get into the end zone for the touchdown. Long drive for Logan here. Baston throws to Tanner Akers. That's a Wildcat touchdown there. They build a 14-0 lead. Pioneers just can't get anything going as Logan's Levante Kenny gets a good gain out of the backfield. Logan's run game going would be a tough night for Wayne at Willis Nesbitt Stadium. Logan, a big win at home, 32-6. They are still unbeaten.
Oh, wow. Staying in Logan County, the Chapmanville Tigers. I love how we get the boxes. I love Chapmanville. I'm just going to keep talking like this.
School.
Taking on Midland Trail, running back Jeremy Collins gets a handoff for the Tigers, and he's racing all the way down the sideline for the touchdown for Chapmanville. It's one of many for him tonight. Midland Trail, they're trying to respond because Chapmanville is just too darn good.
That's right.
And I think they're going to go far in the playoffs.
Playoffs?
I think so.
Noise.
All right, their quarterback scrambles to his left and finds a man downfield for a big gain. Midland Trail tries to get their running game going. They just can't do it. Chapmanville's too good. They're going to go on to stay unbeaten with a win of 49-7.
People might think that was a surprising score. Maybe us not so much. Up at Buffalo, the Mighty Bison back at home looking for a win against the Tulsa Rebels. First possession for the Bison. Hunter Rutan looking back, deep pass to Nathan Harris. And that's a nice play for the touchdown. He was cooking in this game for sure, putting the Bison up early. The fans fired up for that one. Tulsa trying to get things going, but nothing going. Robert Evans gobbled up by a herd of Bison in the backfield. And that pretty much summed up the night. Bison again. This time it's Cameron Bonnet with the carry. And speaking of a herd of Bison, cameraman's going to get absolutely swarmed as he's trying to get down the sideline. That's all right. Bison score. They get Coach Andy Anderson his first win. They take down Tulsa at home, 33-8. Good shooting, Keith.
Us in the sports world, we've all been there. All right, up in Lost Creek, the Polka Dots were looking for a road win against South Harrison, honoring Keegan Cross, who passed away in 2023. Dots start out with the ball in good field position. They'll make something happen. Kamari McBride, he's looking for a receiver, but he gets in the end zone himself. Takes 6-0 lead. Next drive for Polka. Another big pass for the Polka Dots down the field. That looked like a touchdown. I don't think it was.
Almost.
This would be a touchdown, though. Handing it off to their running back for an easy score. The Polka Dots go up there, 12-7. It wouldn't be all good for Polka, down 14-12. McBride looks deep again. This time the ball bounces off of Colton Peltry's helmet. As he saw there, it lands in the hands of the Hawks. After South Harrison adds a touchdown, Jones gets a handoff and zigzags his way 15 yards for a touchdown, but South Harrison would end up winning this one in a shootout over Polka at home, 44-38.
One of the closest games we saw on this Friday night.
A defending state champion that has started the season unbeaten got their first true test of their season on their home field. Let's go there at Tanks Memorial Stadium. The Ironton Fighting Tigers taking on the Jackson Ironmen, a rivalry game for the defending Ohio State champions. First drive for the game for Jackson ended in a punt, and it gets a good bounce for the Ironmen, as you see there. The Fighting Tigers punt returner tries to pick it up. He muffs it. He's going to hand it right back to Jackson to open the game up, and Jackson would go 3 and out, so they'd get the field goal on that drive to go up 3-0. Looking over at Ironton's first drive, they hand it off to Tyler Carman, who rumbles his way through his blockers.
Look at that.
And he gets into the end zone to put the Ironton Fighting Tigers up 7-3. Later in the first quarter, fans loving it. Ironton with the ball again, and calls on Carman with a handoff again, just running through and plowing through defenders with his shoulder down. That would put them up 14-3. They'd go on and score again, 21-3. Jackson looking for an answer but can't find one. Quarterback Caden Edwards throws a dot to Maddox Markle, who gets in the end zone easily. Not much of a rivalry game here tonight, Ryan. Ironton handles business against Jackson 49-10.
Setting up a great game next week that we'll get to shortly. Just down Route 52 at South Point, the Pointers looking for a home win against the Redmen from Rock Hill in the first half. Pointers have possession. KJ McLean's going to toss this one to Landon Vance, who gets caught up in the Redmen defense, but he breaks free, and he's going to still be running all the way to the red zone. That's the Pointers' first possession. And then on the next play after that, the Pointers are able to cash in. McLean back, finds Vance. He makes a quick turn into the end zone. Touchdown, extra point is good for South Point. It's 7-0. The band loving it. For sure. Redmen push back. Dallin Cox drop it back, looking to make a deep throw. He's going to make the connection with Cash Lyons. Lyons shakes off the defense, makes it into the end zone. They probably call him Cash Money. At least that's what I'm going to call him. They would still trail, but it's the Redmen getting the win, 23-15 over South Point.
All right, and a big rivalry in Kentucky. The Russell Red Devils hosting the Ashland Tomcats. Guys, put your shirts back on.
Ashland, it's hot outside, though.
They'll get the ball first and immediately establish their run game. Running back Brody Simpkins gets one first down and will get another before Cameron Davis will get his turn in the running back wheel. After that, another great 2 runs. So Cam Davis will get the running back, or get the ball as the running back as well. He'll punch it in to put Ashland up 7-0, and they'll actually go on the road and get this big win, 42-0 over Russell.
Not much of a rivalry there, actually.
No.
Dominant win. They needed it after their start to the season. Here are some other scores. Hoover takes down Lincoln County 66-8. Ripley defeats Point Pleasant 42-23. Mingo Central stays unbeaten with a road win 27-8 over Man. Clay County will dispatch of Sissville 54-21.
Independence shuts out Scott 53-0. Williamstown takes down Roane County on the road. That's surprising, 45-21. And down south, Tug Valley takes down Wyoming East 44-12. And up in Wahama, the White Falcons dispatch of Calhoun County 57-8. In some Kentucky games, the Battle of the Barrel between East Carter and West Carter. The Raiders get the win 41-14, and Belfry defeats Pikeville at home 41-3.
Then a couple of games in Ohio. Wheelersburg taking care of Valley 52-7. Ironton Wheelersburg next week, by the way. It's going to be a big one. And then Fairland narrowly escapes Gallia Academy 28-26. And we'll do a quick score on the pitch. The 6th-ranked Marshall Thurman Herd soccer team got their home win to start conference play against Coastal Carolina 2-1.